Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how quickly people forget you when they no longer need anything from you? You leave a job and suddenly the phone goes quiet. You stop being useful, and those same people that used to chase you act like they barely know you. That's life, I suppose. But it's one of the hardest truths most people never want to admit. People say they value loyalty. They say they value friendship. They say they value good people. Sometimes they do, but most of the time, people value usefulness. That's why Robert Greene's Law 11 matters so much. Learn to keep people dependent on you. Now, when people first hear that, it sounds manipulative. It sounds like you're saying, control people, make them weak, make them need you. That's not the smartest way to understand it. The deeper meaning is this. If people can replace you easily, they will. That's true in business, it's true in relationships, it's true in families, it's true in friendships. It's true everywhere. If you're just another face, another voice, another body in the room, then the room moves without you. But if you bring something that people can't easily replace, now you matter. Now your absence creates a gap. Now people notice when you're not there. That's what this law is about. Becoming valuable, becoming necessary, becoming difficult to replace. Because power doesn't come from being liked. Power comes from being needed. And that's the uncomfortable truth. And you can see it everywhere. There's always one person in a family who keeps everybody together. One person in the workplace who quietly knows how everything works. One person in a business who knows the clients, the systems, the relationships, and all the details. There's one person in the friendship group who can calm things down when everybody else is losing their mind. Those people are hard to remove because they carry something with them other people depend on, and that's the law. The more people rely on you, the more freedom you have. And the opposite's also true. The less people need you, the less power you have. A lot of people make this mistake. They think power comes from independence. They think, I don't need anybody, I stand on my own. That sounds strong, but complete independence is not power, it's isolation. Power is about relationships. It's about being connected to people in a way that makes your presence matter. So how do you use this law in real life? Well, I'm going to tell you. You become excellent at something. Not average, not decent, excellent. You develop a skill that people trust. You become the person who can solve the problem nobody else can. You become the person who keeps things moving. You become the calm one in chaos, the organised one in confusion, the reliable one in the room full of unreliable people. Because once people connect you to stability, value, knowledge, results, or peace, they start depending on you without even realising it. That's when your position becomes stronger. And you can see this at work all the time. The person who knows how the system runs has power. The person who knows the clients has power. The person who holds the relationships together has power. The person who can walk out the building and leave everybody panicking has power. Not because they're louder, not because they're tougher, because they became necessary. And here's the important part. Don't confuse this law with showing off. If you walk around trying to prove how important you are, people will resent you. If you're constantly reminding people that they need you, people will want to get rid of you. Real power is quieter than that. You don't need to announce your value. You let people discover it when you're gone. That's the strongest position of all. When people suddenly realise, can't do this without them. That's why Green says, never teach people enough that they can completely do without you. I'm going to take this deeper because the law's got a bit of a dark side. You can tell when people are using this law on you. They become the gatekeeper. The only one with the answers, the only one with the contacts, the only one who knows how things work, the only one who can solve the issue. And over time, you realise you can't move without them. That's dependence. Sometimes it's natural, sometimes it's earned, but sometimes it's manipulation. You see it in toxic relationships. One person slowly becomes your whole world. They make you feel like you can't think without them, move without them, survive without them. That's the dark version of this law. And you can see it in workplaces as well. Some managers hide information on purpose so no one can challenge them. Some people make process more complicated than they need to, just so they can stay important. Some people keep everybody confused because confusion protects their position. This is Law 11 being used in a dirty way, so you have to be careful. Because while you want people to value you, you never want to become trapped by somebody else's control. And that means learning two things at once. Make yourself valuable, but don't become helpless without somebody else. And that's the balance. You want to be needed, you don't want to be owned. You want people to rely on you because of your strengths, not because you've kept them weak. That's the mature version of this law. It's not manipulation, and it's definitely not ego. And you're not trying to become some puppet master. It's about building real value. It's about becoming the kind of person whose absence is felt. Because in life, if you can be ignored, replaced, or forgotten overnight, you're standing on weak ground. But if you bring something rare, something useful, something trusted, something people can't find elsewhere, then your position becomes stronger. And that's Robert Greene, Law 11. Learn to keep people dependent on you, not by making them smaller, by making yourself harder to live without. You think about that. Take care, stay blessed. This is the way. Namaste.